And now it is my privilege to honor someone that is very special to my wife and me, Paula, who took out the time of his busy schedule to join us here today. Someone who's a son of both sides of the river, who is loved and claimed by both Bossier and Shreveport. Before I ask him to come, I share a few words with us. Let me say that Mike, on behalf of Mayor Oshino and everyone here, we want you to know that you and Kelly remain in our prayers. We appreciate all the sacrifices that you have made to serve our local area, our state, and our great nation. We love you, we support you, and we are so very proud of you. Please join me in welcoming our very own and my personal friend, Speaker Mike Johnson.
Okay, thank you. You don't have to stand. I'm a hometown boy. I am a son of both sides of the river. That's one of the greatest compliments you could say about me, Tommy. I'm so grateful. I love these two mayors. I love their beautiful brides. I love the city. I'm so glad to be home. I'm so glad to be home. I was just telling the mayor, Tommy, I was telling Tommy, that in this room are some of my favorite people in the world, and people I've known, many of you, my entire life. I mean, I got grade school friends and high school friends and firefighters that served with my dad. I grew up at the Fire and Police Training Academy over in Shreveport before my dad got injured back in '84, and it all floods back, and everybody up here, I just love y'all, man. I just want to say it. It's so good. It's so good to be back. Richard Ray sent me a text last night and said, hey, I know you're coming back from Mar-a-Lago. Did you know the mayor's prayer breakfast is tomorrow? And I said, okay, well, I haven't slept in like 6 months, so we don't need to do that either. But I'm so glad to be here. It's amazing. It's important, especially right now. I mean, Dr. Cox said a moment ago, we were talking about, e pluribus unum, out of many one was the original motto of the nation, and we need to be focused on that right now. Actually, the updated motto is In God We Trust, 1956. Congress made it official. But we use both, and the theme of both is the same, that we're all God's children, and that we're drawn together in this incredible nation that He has blessed us with. And we are now the stewards of the foundations of that great nation. Psalm 11:3 says, if the foundations be destroyed, what will the righteous do? And the foundations are in jeopardy right now. You can make an argument we're facing the greatest collection of challenges we've faced together as a people, as a nation, maybe since World War II. Some people argue the Civil War. But you know what? I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I believe that we can turn this thing around. And I believe if we all work together, it doesn't matter, regardless of political party, regardless of where we come from, none of that matters to God, right? He wants us to draw together as His people. We are the first nation in the history of the world that was founded upon a creed. That's what the historians, philosophers say. The creed, they said, is listed with theological lucidity, clarity, in the Declaration of Independence. We are the first nation in the world that founded our country on the bold proclamation, the acknowledgement that we are made in God's image. That's what the Declaration says. We hold these truths to be self-evident. It's obvious. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, not born equal, created equal, right? And that it is our Creator God who gives us our inalienable rights. Our rights don't come from government. They don't come from some earthly king. They don't come from any other man. They come from our Creator Himself. And because we know that we were made in God's image, the founders believe that, we do, it means that every single person, every person, has inestimable dignity and value. And your value is not related in any way to the color of your skin, what zip code you live in, what your talents are, who your parents are, it doesn't matter. Your value is inherent because it's given to you by God Himself. That's what we focus on. That's how we get back to the promised land. That's how we restore our status as a shining city on a hill. We focus on the things that made us who we are, the greatest nation in the history of the world. So the recognition and coming together at the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast is the symbol of that. Because look, we come from all over the area, all different places, all different positions, and we're drawn together under the recognition that we are not in charge. God is in charge. I'm so comforted by that. John Quincy Adams was the hellhound of slavery. He was our 6th president, the son of John Adams, our 2nd president. And after he was president, he ran for Congress. That was crazy. Okay, why would he do that? Because he came to the House of Representatives. Why? He wanted to bring the resolution to end slavery. And it wasn't popular at that point. And so he failed over and over and over and over. On about the 13th try, failing the resolution, a young member of Congress walked up to him. I know where he was sitting on the House floor, which is now Statuary Hall. And he was sitting there, a younger member of Congress said, "Mr. President," they still called him that, "Mr. President, why do you keep bringing the resolution to end slavery? You're going to fail again." And he looked at him clear-eyed and he said, "Young man, duty is ours, results are God's." That's such a liberating thought to me. I mean, we got big problems, but I'm going to do my duty every day like every single one of us. And I'm going to trust God with the rest. And that's why for the 3 hours I'm allowed to sleep at night, I sleep really well, Doc, really well. That's it. Leave you with this thought because the keynote is much larger than me and I'm not going to take his time, okay? Coach, all right? So I'll just say this. After the second assassination attempt of President Trump, as Providence would have it, we just happened to be landing in Mar-a-Lago. My wife Kelly and I, young Kelly, we were diverted from another thing we were doing in Texas, and we went down there because I had to meet with him about some upcoming stuff. And it was pre-scheduled. We landed on the tarmac. My security detail, we're getting out of the jet, getting in a little motorcade, and the security detail said, "Sorry, Mr. Speaker, we got a hold here." I said, "Why?" "There's been a second assassination attempt." I said, "You got to be kidding me." I thought it was some kind of crazy joke. It wasn't. So we were held there on the tarmac in Palm Beach. Finally, they cleared it. They allowed my motorcade to go in, and President Trump was coming back to Mar-a-Lago at the same time because he was held at the golf course. They caught the guy with an AK-47 in the bushes, right? Or he wouldn't be president today. None of that would have happened. But anyway, we arrived at Mar-a-Lago at the same time. He arrived, Kelly and I, we walk in. We go to the little private meeting room he has there. And he and I and Kelly and his chief of staff at the time, campaign manager, Susie Wiles, the four of us sat there and talked for 2 hours and 45 minutes because Mar-a-Lago and all the space was cleared out for security. Helicopters were flying overhead. It was quite a scene. And he sat there processing the fact that he had almost been assassinated twice in 65 days. How would you feel about it? You know, that'll get your attention. And Kelly is a licensed pastoral counselor, and she knows him very well. And we sat there and we processed that for over 2.5 hours. And I told him, I said, "Mr. President, I do not believe in luck. I do not believe in coincidence. I believe in providence. And I believe God spared your life. He must have something more yet for you to do. And I think we got to listen for his guidance. I think that's what he wants all of us to do." And he was processing that as you would, you know. And so the prayer is, 2 Timothy says, pray for those in authority, all those in authority. Why? Because they got a heavy responsibility from the top all the way down. And I can tell you that if we're not praying right now as a nation, we're going to be lost. That's the only thing that's going to get us through is God's favor and blessing and guidance. Straight up. That's where the Speaker House is every morning. I'm on my knees asking for guidance. So I hope that you will as well. I hope we do all this together. I'm so, so grateful. On our watch, the foundations will not be destroyed. Thanks for all you're doing. God bless you.